Thank you. Welcome everyone to Leadership Speaks contest. We are about to start the contest and all the officials are present. Leah, are all your speakers present now?
I think it's only Nicole I don't see.
Nicole. Okay.
Miller. Yeah.
That's the only person?
Yeah.
All right. So when her turn comes and she's not there, then we'll have to skip. What number is she? Speaker number?
She's supposed to be number 7. So if Francois.
And Francois is 2. Yeah. And Francois may not be here either. Which she did tell us that she may not. We don't know when we start. Okay. All right. So thank you very much. So we've confirmed the speakers are there, the timers are there, the judges are there. Wonderful. We will be shortly switching off all the sound and videos for everyone. And you'll only be given the co-host right just before you are called to speak, so that you will then be able to switch on your sound and your video by yourself and so on. We had a lot of interest at Leadership Speak for the club contest. Initially, over 33 people said they'll be in the contest, but slowly people started to drop off. Finally, we had about 26 people. And as we go along, people say, oh, I can't come because, I'm at the church, or my brother got sick, or I'm at a place where, I can't speak. It's very late at night, like in Indonesia right now. It is midnight right now, and the contestant is unable to join because there is a restriction of sound and so on. Nicole is now joining. So, ladies and gentlemen, so that's why I said we don't know how many speakers will be here when we call them, because they're from all over the world. And certain circumstances may have crept in that they were not aware of before the contest. That is the way the game is. But those who are here are determined to be here. So thank you very much. I will now pass this on to Leah. Over to you, Leah. She is our contest chair. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. And welcome, Toastmasters and our guests, to Leadership Speak International Speech Contests. This contest will be taking part in 3, as has been noted. We're actually having 3 semi-finals. So this is part 1. And the top 2 place of tonight's contest will go on to the final on the 8th of February in our normal club meeting, which happens on a Saturday. So today we have the honor to greet all our guests, and I think also our hero director is on the call. So I would like to just read the purpose of a contest as defined by Toastmasters. The purpose of the International Speech Contest is to provide the opportunity for speakers to improve their speaking abilities and to recognize the best as encouragement to all, and to provide an opportunity to observe the more proficient speakers who have benefited from their Toastmasters journey. So before we start, I would like to point out a few rules again. From now on, we'll disable the chat box from here, and for all contestant officials, please use the WhatsApp. And we'll also disable the videos and the audio, as has been noted. Our chief judge for the evening is Mr. Baram Memon, and we have our 2 timers whose hands have been raised, Joyti and Zahar. And I'm sure we have ballot counters there somewhere. So please join me in just thanking all the officials who have undertaken this role. We have a total of about 6 speakers who will be speaking tonight. And so far, the speaking order will be, speaker number 1 will be Bindu Takan Panan, I'm saying that right. And then we'll have Nokawe Nkosi, then Nikita Winkler, Antonio Hernandez, Nicole Miller Douglas, and Hannah Schmidt. So before we get started, just want to double check one more time. Mr. Chief Judge, are all the judges ready?
Yes, we have confirmed that they are ready and they've got all the forms. And so I believe we are ready to go. We are ready to go,
And
yes.
timers, if you can just alert me, are you ready? You can just say ready.
Yes, we are.
All right, thank you for that. With that being said, let the contest begin. So I'd like to invite our first speaker of the evening, Bindu, if you could just come to the virtual stage so we could just make sure that indeed you are audible and we can see you. There we go. So just to see if you are clear, just if you could just greet us and just saying good morning.
Good morning. Am I audible and visible?
Yes, very correct. And you can see the timers, the hands are raised.
Yes.
All right, great. So with that being said, please help me welcome Bindu Takapan, the lighthouse, Bindu Takapan.
Have you been at the crossroads? Or been directionless, rudderless, purposeless, while sailing in the sea of life? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, contest chair and mighty Toastmasters. While I was in my school, I dreamt of becoming a civil service officer, hoping that I could serve so many people. And all my studies revolved around fulfilling that dream. I disliked biology. I was so fearful of seeing blood. My father, after my plus two exam, called me and said, Bindu, you've scored good marks. Why can't you join medicine? We have no doctors in our family, you know. I was taken aback. He said, Dad, don't you know this? I'm so fearful of blood. Don't you worry, my child. You can overcome it easily. Perplexed. I didn't know what to do. The crossroads like this, confused as to what you should do. I was wondering whether to continue medicine as per his choice or to let go, wait for one academic year, and later join a course of my liking. Unfortunately, I did not have the courage in me to say no to my father. Half-heartedly, I joined medicine. Mind you, that was the most dreadful part of my life. You know why? I had this fear of blood, and there I was handling the blood and the blood product. In the hostel room, I was surrounded by a stack of medical books staring at me like a monster. I had the sleepless nights. In my first semester exams, I was an utter failure in all the papers. For the first time in my life, I tasted failure. It was bitter. I didn't know how to fight back. I flipped the pages of the medical books. It was Greek and Latin for me. All I could do was just sleep on it. Slept day in and day out because I was doomed. I was devastated. I didn't know what I should do with my life. All I did was blaming my parents. Then nice day, Dr. Rajashekharan was an illustrious clinician known for his astute clinical sense, came to visit our campus to deliver a lecture. He found something wrong in me and he told me to attend his hospital, which is next to our campus. Obediently, I went. Little did I know that the interaction with Dr. Rajashekharan is going to be the turning point in my life. I poured out. He listened keenly and he said, Bindu, I understand. He diagnosed that I was suffering from clinical signs of severe depression. He could have referred me to a psychiatrist, but he understood my problem. He said, civil service officers serve people, but you are a doctor. You could serve more people by saving lives. Bindu. For a person, any person whatsoever, to succeed in life, you need to master three mighty forces. And they are desire, faith, and perseverance. You need to have intense desire and absolute certainty about what you want to become in life. And with faith, you can change your destiny. And with perseverance, you can succeed despite failure. He was able to uplift me from the depths of depression, from the darkest hours of my life. He was not just a clinician, he was a lighthouse for me. I was able to fall in love with medicine, which I had hated the most once in my life. He was able to instill confidence in me, which I never had before. In 1990, I joined medicine, but I was at the crossroads. In 1996, I passed medicine. 2001, I did my graduation and super specialization. 2005, I married. But I still love medicine. I first love medicine. You know why? Just because of the power of having the lighthouse. Lighthouse, that is Dr. Rajashekharan, who uplifted me from the depths of depression. World sees so many lighthouses like Nelson Mandela, Martin Luther King, so on and so forth. Dr. Rajashekharan showed me that each and every one of us can be a lighthouse in our own way to people around us. My dear Toastmasters, a person becomes great when he excels in his field. A person becomes greater when, apart from that, he uplifts people around him in the deepest and the darkest moments. And Dr. Rajeshwari did that to me. Dear Toastmasters, do you have any lighthouses in your life? Have you ever been a lighthouse to somebody? If not, be a lighthouse. Contest here.
We will now observe 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their sheets. Timer 2, please indicate time when the 1 minute has elapsed.
Madam Contest Chair, the other thing is only one timer should be showing the light, which is the main timer. The second timer is just there to record the time without showing the light. We cannot have two lightings on. So timer 2, just please time without showing the lights. It's only the timer 1 who is the main timer that shows the light. Thank you, Madam Contest Chair.
Noted. Mr. Zoom Master, then please give the co-host rights to timer 1 so she can be able to unmute herself.
As well, timer 1 should switch off your thanks. However, timer 2 should also raise the hand, just in case you have to take over when timer 1 drops off. So timer 2, please raise your hand. I think we are past 1 minute. Timer? Did anyone
It
time
seems
the 1
only,
minute?
yeah. Timer 2 is the one who is able to unmute themselves because they have co-host rights.
So from now on, it's always going to be timer 1, Leah, for the lights, right? Timer 2 is as a
Okay.
standby and noting the times.
All right. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. We'll now move on to our next speaker. Zoom Master, if you could please spotlight our next speaker, Nokawe Nkosi. Nokawe, if you could unmute yourself. You've been given co-host rights.
Yes, I have.
All right. Are you ready?
Yes, I am ready, Contest Chair.
Great. We can see you clearly. Please help me welcome Nonkawe Kosi, driving with my handbrake on, driving with my handbrake on, Nonkawe Kosi.
By the show of a virtual hand, can you just raise your hand if you have a driver's license? I can see that most of you do have driver's licenses. Okay. Have you ever driven your car with your handspree on? Do you know what happens when one drives a car with the handsbrake on? Let me just share 3 things. The first one, it causes a burning smell. The second one, it affects the system of the car. And the third one, it weakens the power of stopping for the car. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, once upon a time, I was leading my life like a person who's driving their car with the handspree on. I was timid. I had an imposter syndrome, which made me to be a perfectionist. Thirdly, I had a very low self-esteem. Do you know what caused that? As a firstborn child in my culture, I am expected to set a good example for my younger sibling. All the time, I was told that you need to do things perfectly for your sister to learn how to do things. Can you tell that to a 5-year-old girl? But I had been told. So what happened? I was so scared to make a mistake. Because always when I was doing something, I would think, if a mistake happened, what would my sister learn? We are only 2 years apart. So now I wanted to be an overachiever in everything. Surprisingly, I'm a hard worker, and in terms of my sister, she's one person who just gets things done, especially when it comes to education. She doesn't study, but she always got position 1. So now I had a lot of pressure. I had to study very hard for me to get position 1 so that I will have something to say to her. Without knowing, that was damaging my life. My ears and my emotions were so alert to the outer voice, to a point that my inner voice didn't have a voice anymore because I didn't listen to it. I became an overachiever, but who lacked confidence. I didn't know how to celebrate my achievements because I felt like I was always not enough. My fellow Toastmasters and guests, one day I was taken aback by a video by Oprah, where she was talking about the importance of listening to one's inner voice. It was like I was born on that day because I didn't know that there was an inner voice inside of me that I had to listen. I didn't needed to be like any other person. I didn't had to comply to what was expected of me, but that video told me that I had to be myself. I had to learn to accept myself the way I am and do me. All those years, I was not living my life, but I didn't know. You know, that was a wake-up call for me because on that day, I learned that no, I needed to be myself. And that video took me to a journey of self-development. I started reading books that talk to the inner person. Yes, I had my anchor, God. I read my Bible, but now the world became even broader than the world that I had been living in. My fellow Toastmasters and guests, life can be difficult, my darling, but so are you. Those are the words by Stephanie Henry. They just hit home that, okay, life has been difficult, but that was a lesson that I had to learn. And today, I'm grateful that I had been driving my life with my handbrake on, because the reason I'm here in Toastmasters is because of what had been happening in terms of leading my life. Gotten in here, I learned to connect with others, because now my handbrake was no longer on, it was down. I knew that I needed to connect with others as I am. I needed to accept others as they are. I learned that life happens to all of us, but the important thing is to learn to rise up, to shake yourself off the dust that normally gets attached to us along the journey of life. Learn to be yourself, be authentic, and do you. Do you know, fellow Toastmasters and guess what happened when my name was called a few minutes ago? I tried to pick that handbrake that it was on. But you know what happened? It was no longer there. I am a free person. I no longer lead my life like a person who drives their cars with the handbrake on. Hence, I'm here. You are listening to my speech because my handbrake, it's now down. Back to you, contest chair.
We'll now observe 1 minute of silence for the judges. Timer 1, please indicate by saying time once the 1 minute has elapsed.
I will. One minute up.
Thank you so much for that. Our next speaker is Nikita Winkler, if she could be spotlighted. Nikita, are you ready?
I am ready.
Can you see the timer?
I can see the timer.
Great. Nikita Winkler, there's a season for a reason. There's a season for a reason, Nikita Winkler.
Everything in life has a season of growth, death, and renewal. And these cycles are not just reserved for nature's winter, spring, summer, autumn. No, they are a mirror of the phases of our lives. Because every day, every month, we transition. We go through these seasonal, cyclical transitions. But along the way, we have forgotten how to live in alignment with these seasons because our societies, they glorify consistent productivity. And the rest maybe is laziness. Maybe reflection is a waste of time. But here's the truth. The truth is that when we ignore life's seasons, this is when we get injured, burned out, unproductive, procrastinate. This is when we are disconnected with ourselves, but also with the world around us. And for a long time, I was not aligned with the seasons of my life. I hated those moments when I felt unproductive or when I just didn't have the willpower, the energy to perform. I hated the slow life. I resisted the slow life until I had a dream. Now, this dream was staged on the Earth's surface, and it was a runway. So I was a model in this dream, and I was getting ready to do my catwalk on the Earth's surface. And as I stepped up, because there was no one who stepped up, so I was ready to step up. And I stepped up on the surface of the Earth to take my catwalk, and I got stopped by one of the organizers who said to me, excuse me, it's not your turn. And I was confused, and I was like, yeah, but I'm ready to go. And he said, Even if you're ready, it's not your turn. So please go back to the queue. And I was sent back. You know, a few weeks later, I had another similar dream where the message was the same. It was not my time to shine. And this was very difficult to process because I wanted to shine all the time. But it was my time to step into the autumn and winter seasons of my life, a time to retreat, to sit back, to observe, to realign and reconnect with who I was becoming. This experience, it taught me a very profound lesson. We have a flawed relationship with consistency. We believe that being consistent means showing up the same all the time, every day, no matter what. But even nature doesn't do that. Even if you think it can be summer all year round, it can never be summer all year round. Because if it's summer all year round, what happens is that the plants will dry, burn out, the rivers will dry out, and life will wither. So consistency is about, it's not about showing up the same all the time. It's about showing up with the season that you're in. It's about honoring that season. So here's how we can do it. When it's spring, spring is the season when you feel the most energized. This is the time when you're overflowing with ideas. If you're feeling in your spring, it is a moment to capture those ideas, document them, make the most of this moment to sustain you through the quieter, darker seasons. It is a time to be out there, network, engage with your communities, to do as much as your energy allows you to do. The spring is, you're the most vitalized in this time. So make the most of it. And in the summer, you can surf on this momentum, maintain consistency, because summer months is when you are bearing the fruit of the seeds that you have planted in the spring. So the summer is about deepening those connections. The summer is also a time to stay present with your momentum. And then the autumn. The autumn is when the wind blows. And that is a season when you feel scattered. So if you're feeling scattered, dispersed with your energy, autumns are about consistently taking a breath and realigning yourself with purpose and intention. It's also a season to prepare for the winter, because the winter, you have to automate your presence so that you can still be present in the world, but without really being there. The winter is a time for you to set back, observe, introspect, realign with your purpose. The winter is the time where the setback is so important because it prepares us for a comeback. So use the time in the winter to prepare your comeback in the spring. And the truth is, fellow Toastmasters, guests, and friends, that there is a season for a reason. The season of growth is all about trial and error. The season of death is all about realignment. And the season of renewal starts with reflection. So I'm asking you to reflect on what season are you in right now in your life? Are you resisting? Or are you leaning into the season to learn from its wisdom? Contest chair.
We will now observe a 1 minute of silence for the judges. Timer 1, please indicate when the 1 minute is up.
1 minute up.
Thank you for that. Our next speaker is Antonia Hernandez. Antonia, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Thank you.
Please help me welcome Antonia Hernandez. Fashion victims wake up. Fashion victims wake up. Antonia Hernandez.
The definition of a fashion victim describes someone, usually a woman, blindly following every trend like a lost puppy. The truth is, we are all fashion victims. Fashion victims, wake up! Let's begin with the awkward photoshoot poses. I woke up to this when I got married. Like most couples, we had a wedding photo shoot, and the photographer had me tilting my head, bending my spine, twisting my neck one way, my legs the other, all while balancing on stilettos and smiling through the pain. I asked, is this normal for a wedding photo shoot? I feel like I'm auditioning for Cirque du Soleil. He smiled and said, it's photogenic. This was all the confirmation I needed. He had a hidden agenda. In fact, all photographers do. Look at these photos. These aren't wedding photo shoots. It's torture. Fashion victims, wake up. We don't want to get stuck in awkward photoshoot poses needing physiotherapy afterwards. But it wasn't until I had to renew my CV photo that my hidden agenda theory was confirmed. This time, the photographer gave me the ultimate photogenic tip. Look at the camera like a puppy when you call its name. What do you mean? I asked. You know, the tilted head. Is this normal for a CV photo? He smiled and gave me a familiar answer. It's photogenic. Confirmation once again. He had the same hidden agenda. I asked him why men's CV photos had straight heads instead, but I never got an answer. Fashion victims, wake up. The normal posture of the head is to remain straight, aligned with your spine, and no hands needed for support. So here we are, fashion victims all posing for awkward photo shoots. But you know what's worse? After tilting our heads, bending our spines, twisting our necks one way, our legs the other, all while balancing on stilettos and smiling through the pain, the fashion industry has one more trick up its sleeve. Impractical fashion. Let's start with skinny pants. When pants are so tight, there's no room for our calves. What are we supposed to do? Stop walking just to shrink those muscles? Fashion victims, wake up! You are not too fat. Calves are simply the second widest part of your legs after thighs. And what about crop tops and low-waist pants? When tops end above your belly button and pants start at your pelvis, we are left with an exposed patch of skin that's screaming, "Hey, everyone, winter is coming!" And what are we supposed to do when we sit? I'll tell you, show everything. Fashion victims, wake up. We demand clothes that cover all important organs, especially if it's cold outside. And last but not least, high heels. They are already a life or death balancing act, but stilettos, those take it to a whole new level. Every step is a gamble, yet we wear them smiling through the pain because somehow they make us feel like walking on clouds till we hit the ground. Let me share with you what happens when fashion meets physics. Fashion victims, wake up. Heels are a hazard to your feet and ankles, and they risk damaging your spine. Women of the world, fashion victims all, it's time for a wake-up call. It's not that we want to be fashion victims. We are victims because there's no escape. We are at the mercy of photographers with their hidden agenda and stuck buying whatever is on the store. It's time to break free from awkward photoshoot poses and impractical fashion. We demand fashion that works for us and not against us. Because looking our best shouldn't be at the cost of our health. Let me finish with one question. Who's designing all these fashion trends? Whoever they are not taking real women's body into account. These trends are unnatural. Nature doesn't work like this. In fact, in the natural kingdom, it's the males doing all the showing off. Just look at peacocks or lions. Women of the world, we've suffered in silence, defying gravity in hills, smiling through twisted spines, crushed calves, and being exposed to the elements, but no more. Fashion victims, wake up!
We'll now observe 1 minute of silence for the judges. Timer 1, please indicate when the 1 minute is up.
One minute.
Thank you so much. Our next speaker is Nicole Miller Douglas. Nicole, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Are you able to see the timer?
Yes, I'm able to see the timer.
Great. Please help me welcome Nicole Miller Douglas, the 3 L's. The 3 L's, Nicole Miller Douglas.
I'm bleeding. I'm bleeding. I'm bleeding. I felt scared and embarrassed, unsure of how to explain what was happening to me at the time to my father. I wondered if it was the fight I got into the other day where I was kicked in my stomach. And now I'm bleeding from the inside. Father didn't shy away from the conversations about menstrual cycle. It was awkward, but instead, he treated it as if it was a natural part of life. His ability then to lead with kindness and strength made me realize how important it is to have someone who can guide me through new experiences. His leadership was both the words he spoke and his action. He helped me get the right supplies, kept things lighthearted, and reassured me with patience. Father's leadership style most times was bureaucratic. But during that particular moment of my life, his leadership style was remarkable. I was just 10 years old. Growing up, I didn't feel he created an open and supportive environment, emphasizing the importance of communication and understanding. But in that moment, he surprised me. I was afraid to approach him. When I was 10, I only saw the bureaucratic leadership style that I grew to resent. But now that I am older, I realize the situational basis in which that leadership style is necessary. Like now that I am a parent, I use the bureaucratic leadership style in circumstances like getting up in the morning to get ready for school and work. It's really hectic. My decision has to be absolute. To beat the morning traffic, we need to wake up by 5 a.m. and get ready to drive out the driveway by 6 a.m. sharp. If that doesn't happen, then we'll all be late for school and work. With young children in the capacity of parenting as a leader, I most times motivate by discipline and demand compliance. However, now that the children are older and in their teens, discovering themselves, there is less use and effectiveness of the bureaucratic style. I've more adopted the coaching style. They are now at a stage of their life that is delicate to them, choosing their career, choosing the path of study that would lead them in their career can be a very daunting season for teens. However, it is a challenge for teens to be self-directed. As an adult, I am still trying to perfect the self-directed lifestyle. My involvement in Toastmasters has really become handy as I have had to do more coaching and pace setting as my leadership style. Not only in the home, but in the workplace as well. But for this presentation, I'm only focusing on my leadership style in a family setting. I have heard so many hurtful comments from my children that I love so much, but they can no longer see through loving eyes that some of the decisions I make is because I love them. I'm glad I started working on my Toastmasters journey to improve my communication skill before my children became teens. Like when they want to really go to that party, but I choose not to allow them because I realize that that party would be without adult supervision. And we know what dangers lie in a group of unsupervised teens with raging hormones. The beach trip, for instance, that they want to go out with their friends, and there's only one person who can swim. There's no lifeguard available. And I have to demonstrate a more bureaucratic leadership style. I've heard, I hate you so many times, it breaks my heart. I've heard, I wish you were not my mom so many times that it breaks my heart. Here is where I uncover the second L, that is love. First, I spoke about leadership. Leadership sometimes, when being demonstrated, include making some tough decisions, communicating about some awkward topics. With Toastmasters, I've learned to stop doing the mom lecture 20, 30 minutes because it's ineffective. And worst of all, teens fall asleep during the lecture. And it's the deafening silence that made me realize my lecture is not being heard. And I just stopped suddenly. I use the Toastmasters method of no more than 5-minute shots at a time. Let that digest and observe the teens' action over a period to see if they understood what was communicated. Then, based on ongoing assessments, question and answer sessions, feedback sessions, then I know how to craft the next 5 minutes motivational speech to get the children to do what I need them to do. I want my children to feel like I'm creating an open and supportive environment without judgment. I indicate to them, I don't know if Ralph Smedley established Toastmasters out of love, but it is out of love. I am able to communicate better and continue in the Toastmasters program because I see how effectively it has been empowering me to better communicate with my target audience, which are teens, drafting speeches that are relevant to them, my audience, which is one of my personal goals. So leadership, love, and the legacy of Toastmasters has been making my life better, and I believe it can make yours better too. Over to you, Madam Contest Chair.
We will now observe 1 minute of silence for the judges. Timer 1, please indicate when the 1 minute has elapsed.
Minute up.
Thank you. Our judges, please note our final speaker, Hannah Schmidt. Hannah, are you ready?
Yes, I am ready.
And you can see the timer?
Yes, I can see the timer.
Great. Please help me welcome Hannah Schmidt to travel or
Just
to
hold a
Zoom.
second. The timer is not there. Jyoti, timer 1. The main timer is not there.
I'm there.
Thank you.
All right. Please help me welcome Hannah Schmidt to travel or to Zoom. To travel or to Zoom, Hannah Schmidt.
Traveling. Wow, that leaves you speechless. And then afterwards, it turns you into storyteller. Words by Ivan Batuta. No matter where the journey takes you, what truly matters is who is by your side. And when you share an adventure, it becomes 1,000 times more unforgettable and leaves you speechless. Contest chair. The above resonate so deeply with me because I've experienced it firsthand. And I've become a storyteller. I embarked on an unforgettable adventure traveling down to Australia with my dear friend Helga. After an unforgettable vacation, We were excited to head home and went to the check-in counters in Sydney Airport. Little did we know that the real adventure was just beginning. We were told at 2 different check-in counters to collect our luggage in South Africa. It cannot be sent home to Namibia. Well, after a 14-hour flight full of turbulence and enduring a long line to passport control, we eventually arrived at the baggage claim, only to find it eerily empty. Where was our luggage? Just as we were prepared for a full-blown panic, we received the good news. Our luggage has been sent to Namibia. Hey, this is just the beginning. The real shock hit us when we reached our departure gate 22 and saw that dreaded sign up there, gate closed. Helga, we've missed our flight. That message was clear. We are stranded in Johannesburg, South Africa. It's 6 p.m. on a month end on Friday in Johannesburg, a city that hums with excitement as workers gear up for a celebration for a long weekend. With poor cell phone reception and a flat battery, we eventually informed our family at home, sorry, we're still in Johannesburg. Since our passports lacked that entry stamp for South Africa, we rushed back through the crowd to the arrival counter to obtain that stamp. We secured accommodation and avoided sleeping on those hard benches at the airport. After a restless night, but fueled with that unshakable determination to finally reach home, we arrived at the airport. We secured our boarding passes for the flight home, hey, without any extra charge. Fast forward. Despite all these challenges above, they ignite my desire to embark on more journeys. Susan Sontag said, I haven't been everywhere. It's on my list and on mine as well. However, the 2020 pandemic shattered my dreams of traveling. Ladies and gentlemen, my globetrotting adventure has taken me on a new platform. Zoom hopping has become my biggest travel obsession. Little did I know that this adventure was also just beginning. Traveling solo on Zoom connects me with incredible people around the globe, igniting my desire for my adventures through storytelling and also leaving me speechless. Don't forget the thrill of mastering Zoom technology and those victorious moments when everything falls into place. And here I think of a frozen screen that occurs when my visuals just disappear and the display goes completely blank. Audio glitches, known as the mute button. Silence. Until I hear those 3 famous words, you are muted. And my famous one, when my Wi-Fi drops mid-presentation. Can anything crazier happen? Talk about staying calm under pressure. But hey, these moments sharpen my problem-solving skills and help me master new things in technology. The next time I attend a virtual meeting, I recognize that it is an adventure in technology, connection, and creativity. And the lesson, for me especially, maybe for you also, we grow when we confront these challenges head on directly and not by evading them. That defines us. I learned so much from these trips where things go wrong, more than when everything goes to plan. Franklin Roosevelt said, smooth seas never made a skilled sailor. The adventure of a lifetime is waiting. Put it on your list. What will it be? To travel or to Zoom? Let your travels leave you speechless and transform you into a storyteller. Contest chair.
We will now observe 2 minutes of silence for our judges to finalize the judging sheets. Timer, please let me know once the 2 minutes is up, or maybe Mr. Chief Judge, you'll let me know once you have received all the ballot sheets.
I will. Thanks.
Two minutes up.
I'll just wait for the Chief Judge to indicate when he has received all the ballots.
Madam Contest Chair, you may proceed.
All right, thank you so much.
I'll be done in 2 minutes, so proceed.
Okay. I was going to say now we can breathe, and I was just going to just have a short little interview with some of our contestants this evening. Now he's saying he'll be done in 2 minutes. So I don't know, Mr. Zoom Master, if you could just spotlight one or two of the contestants to the virtual stage. Mr. Zoom Master.
Contestants can now turn on their videos.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you can spotlight maybe two. Okay, I can see. All right, there we go. I hope, I think, oh, they can unmute. So there we go. So I see we have Hannah, Antonia on the screen. So, oh, there's Bindu. So I just wanted to ask you, maybe you can just share with our audience, just 2 questions. How long have you been a Toastmaster, and what motivated you to want to participate in this international speech contest? So we can start with Hannah.
Madam Contest Chair, yes, I've been a Toastmaster for 14 years, about, yeah. But it was most of the time it was face-to-face, because then we didn't know anything about online video. But since 2020, as I put in my speech, when COVID hit us and we had to go online, I thoroughly enjoy all online meetings as I travel the world from Sydney right through to Moscow, Germany, wherever I can find a spot, I visit them. Thank you.
All right, our next speaker, Antonia.
Yes.
How long have you been a Toastmaster?
Yes, thank you.
And what motivated you? Yeah.
Thank you very much, Leia, for the question. Yes, I started at Toastmasters in 2019. And the reason for me to participate in the contest is because I'm a woman. Okay, I'm joking, because I wanted to say that is because we are all women participating. Okay, yes, I wanted to participate because after finishing my Distinguished Toastmasters, I thought that it should be now the time to really concentrate in improving the details of my speaking skills.
Wow, all right. Bindu, I know your camera went on afterwards. I can see you there.
Yeah, I started Toastmasters journey from December 2020, and I used to participate in almost all the our community clubs. Since last year, I've joined Leadership Speak, and this is the first contest in Leadership Speak. That's why I wanted to participate. This is an opportunity for me to try my best.
Well, thank you for this. Yeah, trying our best. Yes, Nokawe?
Thank you, Madam. I joined Toastmasters on the 1st of October 2021, which makes it 3 years and some few months. The reason why I decided to join into the contest, I'm still working on my inner voice. So I saw it as an opportunity to unleash that. Hence, I'm here. Thank you.
Wow, data voice. Thank you, Nikita.
Yes, hello. I joined Toastmaster in 2019 in Namibia. And I think the other question was, why am I competing today? What motivated me to compete?
Yes.
I really didn't want to compete. And this morning I woke up feeling horrible. And I was about to tell Brahm, like, I can't make it. And I saw everybody else being out of the competition. And I kept reminding myself, just show up, just show up. So I'm competing just to show up, just to, I guess, be consistent with what I'm telling myself that I will do to carry through.
Wow, wow. Thank you for that. Nicole?
Good afternoon from my side of the world to everyone. I have been a Toastmaster since 2012, And I first came to Toastmaster because I was encouraged to enter a humorous contest, but I realized I needed to build skills in other areas as well, which included my tone. Sometimes I have a very harsh tone that some persons don't appreciate. And so I've been working on that in Toastmasters, and I think I've been improving significantly, especially since joining Leadership Speak.
All right. Wow, amazing. So I just ask these questions just for people in our audience, just to show you that you could have been a Toastmaster for 14 years or 3 years, and you can also participate in our contest, because we're not only going to have the international speech contest, we're eventually also going to have the evaluation speech contest. So you can, even when you wake up that day and not feeling too good, you can still come and participate as a way to also push ourselves. I can see our chief judge is back, and it looks like the results are also ready. So, okay, he has even sent me the results. And before I announce the results for our contest today, I just want to confirm with the chief judge, were there any time disqualifications?
No, there were no disqualifications.
All right, that is amazing. So as stated at the beginning, only 2 people are heading on to our final on the 8th of February. That will take place on a Saturday during our normal meeting time. So I'll only be announcing the top 2, so it's not in any order. Maybe I can say it's just in alphabetical order. So the top 2 who will be representing from today's semifinal on that on the 8th of February, drumroll, as they always say. So the first person proceeding to the final on the 8th of February is Antonia Hernandez. And then, so if you can just be spotlighted, Mr. Zoom Master. I hope our camera is on. All right. And then the next person who will be proceeding to the semifinals is Hannah Schmidt. Drum roll, as they would say. I think, yeah, so those are the top 2 who will be proceeding to the final on the 8th of February. So well done, and well done to all the people who participated this evening.
Antonia, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Someone is ululating. All right. So with that being said, want to congratulate our top 2, and we'll be seeing you on the 8th of February. As stated, this is part 1 of our 3 contests, semifinals that are taking place. The next one will be tomorrow, Monday, and then the final one will be on Tuesday, same time. So I'd like to encourage you all, please come back tomorrow as we continue with the semifinals, and the top 2 of each semifinal head to the finals on the 8th of February. I'm not too sure if I should hand back to our club president, or I could say, okay, the contest is over. Everyone can be unmuted, and we can also say congratulations.
I just wanted to say congratulations to the 2 winners, Antonia Hernandez and Hannah Schmidt. Hannah Schmidt is in total shock, as you can see. She's going, oh, just like when Miss World wins and she starts to cry. She's almost doing that sort of a thing. Thank you all also, of course, to our timers and the judges and all that were behind it. Look at her. She's still going, phew.
Hello, Hannah, my friend. Congratulations and congratulations, Antonia. I'll do my best to be there for the 8th. I can't be there tomorrow, but I'll try Tuesday and I'll be there for the 8th. I'm so happy
All right.
for
Thanks.
you to have a contest. And Hannah, if I could, I would hug you.
Dankeschön, und Anja, vielen Dank.
Bitteschön, Frau Schmidt. Vielleicht sehen wir uns in Afrika nächstes Jahr.
Ja.
All right. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. So I will see you all tomorrow at 12 for the next semifinals, and the semifinals after that on Tuesday. They're all on the same time. Of course, those who've already done what they are doing here today, if you have no role, then please step forward, because people are dropping off. We are all over the world, and sometimes circumstances make them unable to attend. We need people to sort of help with timers and judges and so on. So please, let's create a community and step forward. With that, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you all.
All right. Thank you so much. I think the video recording can be stopped.
Bye, everybody.